It was Vaisakhi, and the year was 1699. Sikhs from far and wide had gathered together at the city of Anandpur to celebrate the New Year festival of harvest. This year, Guru Gobind had sent messages across the land. Anyone who could make it should come to the annual fair. No one had known that the gathering would be very different that day. By noon, almost 80,000 people had gathered on the grounds of Anandpur. There was an air of excitement and people were eager to listen to the Guru's message on Vaisakhi Day. On a hill, at the front of the crowds for everyone to see, there was a largely decorated tent. It was a warm and sunny day and the skies were bright and clear. There was a joy amongst the crowds and people looked forward to finally meeting the Guru. People waited in anticipation. Noon had now turned into afternoon. Word went round that the Guru was in the tent and he would be coming out soon to meet his people. All eyes turned towards the tent and everyone was waiting, looking, waiting. Soon they would get to see the Guru and receive his blessings. This was taking longer than expected. At last, something was stirring. Guru Gobind came out of the tent. He wore the most exquisite robes that shimmered in the sunshine. Saffron-coloured robes from top to toe, tied at the waist with a royal blue band. On the left side of the Guru, he wore a long sword. He walked briskly to a platform near the tent. All eyes were on the Guru. Everyone was watching, waiting, watching. Looking straight towards the crowds in front of him, the Guru unsheathed his sword and he raised it high towards the sky. The thousands of voices dulled into a sudden hush. People became apprehensive to hear the Guru's message. Now, like thunder, the Guru's voice bellowed through the air. Today, I have planned to offer you something special. But I need to know who is willing to give me their head. There was a deathly silence all around. Everybody was too stunned to walk away or even whisper. The Guru's sword flashed in the spring sky. His raised voice repeated, I want a head and nothing else will do. If anyone among you claims to be truthful and brave, then come forward and prove it. Slowly, the stunned silence grew louder and louder into the sound of people racing towards the tent and the platform, desperate to sacrifice themselves for the Guru. Before he had finished his third call, a person had come forward before all others. As he finally reached the Guru, he folded his hands, bent his head forward and said, Guruji, I am your humble servant. My head is ready for you. Please take it. The Guru led this man into the tent. Soon after, the crowd heard the sound of a sword striking a head. Then they heard a voice, and then a loud thud. Then they saw the Guru coming out of the tent, looking peaceful, serene and poised, with his blood-stained sword. The crowd seemed puzzled, but had faith in the Guru. Nobody needed to be told what had happened inside the tent. Once again, the Guru stood on the platform, and again he raised his sword and addressed the crowd. He bellowed, Who else is willing to give me their head? Again, there was a tremendous response from the crowds, all desperate to sacrifice their life for the Guru. The crowds had an intense love for Sikhi and wanted to prove their faith to the Guru. This time, one more person was chosen from the crowds. Guruji again took him into the tent, and the sound of the striking sword was heard by all. This was repeated until 5 Sikhs had been chosen for this ultimate sacrifice. As the sun began to lower in the sky, the Guru once again appeared out of the tent. Following him out were 5 other men. They too were dressed in saffron, adorned with a sword and a royal turban. With the blue silks tied round their waists, they all looked very much like the Guru himself. All 6 on the platform facing the crowds, their faces beamed with joy. Soon enough, people closest to the platform recognised that these 5 were the same Sikhs who they had thought had been killed by the Guru. They immediately started cheering them and praising God. Soon, everybody joined in and the whole atmosphere was vibrant with the deafening sounds of praises to God. Many people could not believe their eyes. Everything had happened so fast. They could not understand. Had the dead been brought back to life? When the cheering crowds began to quieten, the Guru spoke. "My dear Sikhs, you have witnessed the birth of the Khalsa. These Sikhs standing beside me are my Panj Pyare. Each of them is a saint as well as a soldier. These 5 Sikhs are dedicated and daring enough to lead and strong enough to support the Khalsa." The Guru introduced his Sikhs to a new kind of baptism ceremony. This ceremony would be known as Amrit Sanchar. He had first baptized the Panj Pyare in the tent. Now, let me tell you what had happened in the tent. Mata Sahib Kaur added sugar crystals called patase into an iron bowl filled with water. The bowl of water was then mixed by the Guru using a double-edged sword called a khanda. This sweet water was called Amrit. Guruji then blessed the 5 Sikhs with Amrit, and when they came out of the tent, Guruji asked them to bless him with the Amrit too. Guru Gobind Rai changed the names of baptized Sikhs by blessing all males with the name of Singh and all females with the name of Kaur. As a result, the names of the Panj Pyare became by Daya Singh Ji, by Dharam Singh Ji, by Himmat Singh Ji, by Mohkam Singh Ji, and by Sahib Singh Ji. Guru Gobind Rai had now become Guru Gobind Singh. Guruji also gifted the Khalsa with the 5 Ks: the Kanga, the Kirpan, the Kes, the Kashara, and the Kara. After the ceremony took place, everyone who had witnessed the events at Anandpur that day also wanted to receive Amrit and become a Khalsa. This day is remembered today as the Vaisakhi, the birth of the Khalsa.